I would suggest we close our eyes. We can place our hands with the palms on top, like this. And first of all, we become aware of our emotional state. It is probably now pretty good, or there's something, something disturbing us, whatever the situation is. But we do have an emotional side on the left, in the left channel of the body. And now we use the right side, the pranayama, in order to cool down this emotional side, in order to bring a balance into these two. And the effect of that exercise is, first of all, a certain deep relaxation, a certain peace on the emotional side, and as an additional effect, eventually a state which we call as thoughtless awareness, where the mind becomes relatively still. And the exercise is very simple. It goes like this. We have the hands open, and now we again refer to our breathing. But now the first step is only to observe. We observe the breathing, in, out, however it's working. And now we jump to the left side and try to become aware of the emotions. What emotions are running through us? If it is relatively peaceful in this setting, it would be normal, but we all know times where our emotions are exploding or troubling us. So back again to the right side, to the breathing, observing. And now with step 2, we are trying to reduce the breathing to as close to zero as possible. One way to do that is also when there is a slight subtle breathing out. Before we breathe in, we expand the time of rest. And then we breathe in almost nothing. And after that, again, we expand that time. And now we again try to make a connection with the left side, with our emotional side. Like both of these sides are merging in the center of our being. On the physical body, it would be the spinal cord, central nervous system. So these two forces, the prana shakti and the mana shakti, they convert towards the center. So again, one more time, the breathing should be almost zero. As little as we can manage. And as long of a pause after breathing in and breathing out as possible. And again, looking over to the emotional side, on the left to the Mana Shakti. Heart is also on the left side. And merging the two in the spinal cord. And then there are two phenomena which can take place. One is that on the level of our front chakra, the Agya chakra, in the middle of the forehead, here eventually the thoughtless awareness is settling in. The whole person becomes quiet and the thoughts recede. And when that happens to a very small degree, what they call the crown chakra, the last chakra on the top of the head, which is actually called Sahasrara chakra, it starts opening up and the divine consciousness can flow in. That is experienced as, first of all, as a kind of peace, silence. But in that thoughtless awareness, there are tremendous seeds of joy and bliss and ecstasy, and above all, the love. There is the seed of the divine love for each and every human being, child of the divine. But it has to be experienced. And then also with this love, there is a love for each other. Slowly, we usually dislike so many people, but with that, that can change. So that was also just a short glimpse. I think we can feel it, how that works, and it's a very simple exercise you can take home with you and you practice at home if you just remember this concept. It's a meditation which Sri Mataji has taught very early. Just the concept that with the pranayama, with this type of pranayama, you get in touch with your emotional side, and by reducing the breathing, it almost becomes what they say, we start breathing through the skin and through the bones, or through certain areas of the body, breathing through the Sahasrara chakra, breathing up from the Muladhara chakra, Mother Earth. So the function of breathing takes a different dimension. And that immediately takes the emotional aspect and cools it down.